Thursday, 10th of February 2023. Recorded and released the previous Pods Like Us Pod Files episode. The Icarus Complex, Elena Part 1. I'm hopeful for this relationship, but I do know that these things sometimes don't work out in this great audio drama series for the main character Liam. As I've said before, Lyndon is keeping up with the great quality that he's had from the start. Bridgewater, Jeremy and Anne disagree about the meaning of something. It's almost like Mulder and Scully in reverse. Almost. Phase Zero had a crossover with New Rockstars, as Brandon, Jenna, Aaron and Jamie were joined by Eric Voss. A fabulous second part of Ed and John's two-part chat with Alan Cozen on When They Was Fab. And on Aaron Mankey's Cabinet of Curiosities that I listened to, which was episode 35, when Aaron started the second story on there, I actually already knew that story, so as soon as he started, I knew where he was going to go with it. Friday, February the 11th, 2023. Really should change the dates on my notes. Strange behaviour and dressing up of Phil Spector during John Lennon recording sessions was just, like I said, strange. Something to do with karate, a death touch, stealing tapes. That bit at the end when John sat in a session with Phil that he had with Darlene Love, well done to Darlene, because Phil Spector was doing a really shitty thing there. Bill reads bad reviews. Bill talked about the Federal Express training program that is known as Tom Hanks's film Castaway. I'll be honest, but when I posted up the response to Bill's trivia question about this the previous Tuesday, it was actually Louise who had guessed the film, not me. Episode of Joanna and the Maestro from January 31st saw Joanna asking her husband Stephen about what it is that a conductor does, and during it they mentioned one of my favourite pieces, which is Sextet by Steve Reich. Film Sack saw Scott, Brian and Randy looking at the film Rambo, First Blood Part 2, and Brian Ibbott's introduction, which was called Rambo Number 2, put to the music of Rambo Number 5, was hilarious. I caught 2 episodes of Vintage Rock Pod, one of them tackling the arrival of the Beatles in the US, and the second one was about the incredible self-titled debut album by Van Halen. On the episode of This Goose is Cooked about the book Camping Spree with Mr. McGee by Chris Van Dusen, David got in a really funny and timely pun in about a Chinese weather balloon. Saturday, February 11th? Really? I thought that was February 11th, day before. Oh well. Saturday, February 11th, of course, yeah. Comic Book Nation included talk about the great trailer for the film The Flash, which included both Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck as Batman and someone as Supergirl. I don't know who these modern actors and actresses are, I'm sorry. Also, Connor Casey had a great theory about the film The Authority that would be coming from DC/Warner Brothers. Spy Hards from May the 4th of 2021 saw Scott and Cam looking at the Fritz Lang directed film Ministry of Fear, which starred Ray Milland, and yes, I am that far behind. Sunday, February the 12th, 2023, Bad Counsel from January 11th, 2023 saw the guys tackling the subjects of semen in cupcakes, how long is the on-the-floor rule, because it's 3-second or 10-second rule or whatever they call it, renting out a closet on Airbnb, and using phrases from the 80s nowadays. New episode of Pods Like Us came out where I chatted with Paisley from the great show learn German through music. Monday, February 13th, 2023. Over Sunday and Monday night, I couldn't help but listen to the last 3 episodes of Bridgewater's first season, which has been such an incredible audio drama series. Slightly predictable in some ways, but absolutely worthwhile, with a great ending to the first season. When I'm back to work, I'll start on the second season, which I hope will continue the great quality. I've no doubt it will. While listening to an episode of Review It Yourself, where Sean was joined by Lasse from Fans About Films podcast to talk about the 2013 film R.I.P.D., I was on my way home, and the notes in my blog include my road rage about idiot drivers on my way home. There are a lot of idiot drivers out there. I can't remember what it was from, but after listening and blogging about an episode of When There Was Fab that I listened to, I need to correct what I wrote in my blog because presenter Ed Chen picked me up on a few of the errors that I made in terms of my memory about the episode. It was when they mentioned about a delivery man going to Lennon's at the Dakota building in New York. That was one thing to do with all that. I'm sorry, there are so many other pods that I would love to chat about, but I'm trying to keep these pod files episodes to a shorter length, and so I apologise to feedback from Earbuds, Good Morning Podcasters, Lydia's Booktastic Podcast, Holidays After Dark, On the Night Train, Blood on the Tracks, The Afternoon Tune, Sanjay Desai's Bucket List Careers, and so very, 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 very infinity more. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Take care.